What's up, everybody, and welcome back to the show. I am your host, Damieon Gentry, and you are watching the official Baddies Midwest After Show. And you're only going to get it right here on Damien After Dark, okay? So before we get into this week's episode, I need you to do a few things, and you might know what those few things are. Go ahead and click that subscribe button if you have not subscribed to our channel yet. Go ahead, while you're subscribing, click the thumbs up button and like this video. That helps me get into the YouTube algorithm. Really appreciate that. Join the conversation and get in the comments because, baby, I know y'all got some things to say about this week's episode. I know y'all got some things to say. All right. Now, last but not least, if you want to donate, if you would like to donate and contribute to the channel, in the description box below will be some ways that you can contribute, okay? If you find it on your heart now, no pressure, no force at all. You can contribute for free by liking the video, all right? Thank you guys. Um, I have been exhausted, so I'm so sorry that this video is delayed, everybody. You know, this is coming out on a Wednesday. The show aired on a Sunday, so my apologies for that. But you know, sometimes you just gotta reset. I had to reset for a minute. So thank you for your patience, and I hope this review and I hope that this after show, this recap, whatever you want to call it, is worth the wait. Okay, so let's get into this episode. The girls are in is it Indianapolis? I think they're in Indianapolis. They're at a pumpkin patch. That's all I know. All right. Pumpkin patches, corn mazes, hay rides, that kind of thing. Now, they're on the hayride, and Summer and Jayla are going back and forth at each other. Summer feels like Jayla has had a stick up her ass and hasn't had time to get to know the other girls, while Jayla says that Summer never got the chance to really know her. Um, I mean, Jayla, you should be thanking Summer in a way because Summer is giving you an excuse to pop off. Summer is giving you a reason to show why you're not boring because Natalie putting Jayla on the block kind of was to shake her a little bit. So now she's trying to prove to us that she's still that same old Jayla from BGC 14, right? Um, but you know what I really think it is? Jayla's just matured a lot. You know, she's in her mid 30s and she's mid to late 30s actually. So I just think she's like, I'm here on a vacation and I don't really care. But it's more than a vacation. We're on a show, so you gotta contribute a little more. And it's not that Jayla has to fight. Just talk more. Give your opinion on everything if you have to. Interject and give your opinion on everything when you're in reality TV. That's my opinion. Now, Natalie tells the girls while they're at the pumpkin patch that they're going to be doing a boxing match tonight at the club. So I'm like, at the club? So apparently, at this nightclub that they're hosting, there's going to be a boxing ring in the middle. And I'm just like, chill. This seems a little hood. I ain't gonna lie. Okay? But I'm with it. I'm with it. Okay? I'm with you. Now, everybody gets in the sprinter van to leave the pumpkin patch. And Big Legs mentions that she feels like Jayla only gets mad with certain people because on the sprinter van is the newer girls. The OGs are on in a separate sprinter or whatever, and they're all talking about the Jayla and Summer situation. Big Lex says that she feels like Jayla only gets loud and gets bucked with certain people. She said that she noticed that Jayla didn't get bold. Big Lex says that she notices that Jayla never gets bold with her the same way she does Summer. Now, what do y'all think about that? Do y'all feel like Jayla only chooses to get bold with certain people? I do. I do. And that's just my opinion. I feel like the energy Jayla gave Biggie on Baddies Caribbean, she didn't give to Ivory at the beginning of this season. She didn't give to Summer. Now, yes, she did yell, scream, cuss him out, do what she got to do. But with Biggie, Jayla knows that Biggie can't fight, that Biggie's not, the best at defending herself. So she knew that she could double down on her behavior. Same with Gretchen. right? Even though I agree with Jayla's stance on the Gretchen situation, she went in on Gretchen the entire season because she knew she could. Are we vibing here? Are we making sense? Because now again, I'm not saying that Jayla won't defend herself against everybody, but I don't think she would treat Ivory or a Big Lex the same way that she would treat a Summer or a Gretchen or a Biggie. Now, Summer says that she doesn't realize what she does to people to get this reaction. And I'm just like, Summer, girl, we ain't gonna play like it's winter now. You ain't finna act like you a totally different person and you just got amnesia all of a sudden, winter. No, your name is Summer, and you know why you get the reaction you get because your name is Summer for a reason. You keep it hot, all right? Any scene that Summer is in, that's why Summer's a good reality star. Exactly what I was just saying about Jayla. Summer is always interjecting her opinion. You know what I mean? If Jayla would do that, she don't need to fight. Just keep doing what Summer doing. Not that you have to be annoying like some people think Summer is. Just Summer is always telling you how she feels. It may not even be her situation, but she's going to give her opinion. And in the outside world, that might not be the best, and you might want to like shut up. But on TV, it makes great TV. Now, since Natalie put Jayla on that chopping block on this, you know, she's performing, in my opinion. She's performing. Um. Oh, and before anybody says, well, Damien, she did go head to head with Ivory. She did, but she also copped a plea. Okay, and that's not my point. She never copped a plea with Biggie. She never copped a plea with Gretchen. She ain't copped a plea with Summer. But with Ivory, after that first round, it's like, okay, yeah, we're good. Oh, we're good, girl. Yeah, we can, I see right through it. I see right through it. I see right through it. I'm sorry. Now, they get on the topic of whether or not Jayla is standoffish. They're asking each girl on the Sprinter van, do you think Jayla's standoffish? Do you think Jayla's standoffish? And I mean, I'm going to be real. Jayla seems like a nice girl. I feel like if you met her, she would be cool. She seems like she's chill. She seems like she's one of the homies and just down to earth. But also it makes me wonder what the girls are experiencing. Are the new girls getting this vibe from Jayla where she's like looking down on them? Do you know what I mean? I'm only asking if that's what like because if they're saying that Jayla seems like she's got a stick up her ass, it's like is she giving, I'm an OG and you're a newbie? But some of the girls like so many girls, y'all, forgive me. Cash Doll's friend, what's her name? Jazz. Jazz and a few other girls, they said, "No, I think Jayla's cool. I've got to bond with Jayla." Now the girls get to their club appearance, which is this nightclub with a boxing ring in it. I'm like, okay, let's see what this is giving. And it's also in a strip mall. No shade, okay? No shade, but y'all ever been to a nightclub in a strip mall, baby? I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Woo child, if we hear pop, 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 pop by the end of the night, I don't want to say I told you so. But can I ask y'all something? Can we just like talk for a minute, like friend to friend? And if you do this, I'm sorry. I don't mean to offend anybody. I don't mean to insult anybody. So if you do what I'm about to say, I do apologize. And maybe you can give me insight on why you do it. But I don't get why do people pull their pants, their skirts, their shorts up to their belly buttons? I don't like because it's called a waistband for a reason. Like I know I love a good demonstration. But some of these girls are walking around, and I hope I don't get camel toe while doing this. Some of these girls are walking around like this. And let's say I got a crop top on, right? Like this. And I guess it's fine, it's cute, but it's supposed to, like, when I'm out in the summer, I'm like, no, bitch, I want my V to show. I want skin. I want to give what's supposed to be gave. We give him belly button. Now, if you got a ugly belly button, I understand. But do y'all know what I mean? Like, I don't. I'll never understand this right here. But hey, to each its own, baby. To each its own. It just drives me crazy when I see that. I'm like, why? Is that like? And I see people like in the summer at the pool with their swim shorts pulled up there too. Because it was a few of the girls I noticed who had their. Maybe it's a trend. I don't know. Now, Jayla and Summer, they get in the ring. Because I thought all the girls were going to be fighting somebody. Like, I thought it was going to be but apparently only two that are fighting are Jayla and Summer because they just had these issues prior to getting to the club. And you know what? I'm like, this, at least this is going to be interesting. Like, seeing them in a boxing ring versus seeing them get on stage and just do what they do. Right? So I was like, okay, I'm here for it. At least this is not the same thing at every single club appearance. We'll watch them do a little 1-2 rumble and we can move on. Um, now watching that fight, we all know that Jayla got the best of Summer. Jayla got the best of Summer. And Jayla knew that, which is why Jayla had no problem getting in that ring with Summer. Let's be real. If that were Ivory, if that were Big Lex, if that were Tesiki, Jayla would probably. I'm not doing that. And I don't blame her. I wouldn't either. But the difference between Jayla and I is I'd be real about it. I'm not getting in the ring with her. But Summer, oh, Jayla knew that was light work. There was one point where Jayla knocked her straight in the face. I mean, just bah! I mean, got her clean in the face. And we all know, like I said, Summer can't fight. She's all bark. Well, I ain't gonna say she's all bark. She's a lot of bark, and she'll leave some bites. But you know what I mean. Like at least she's not like Biggie. That's why I respect Summer. Biggie's all bark, no bite. Summer might get her ass whooped, but she gonna get out there and she gonna do the same thing her mouth do. She gonna write the same motherfucking check that her mouth writes. She gonna cash it too. Now, I don't know why they care to show us these randos in the audience fighting, but we saw two girls in the audience to come up and fought in the ring. I'm like, we don't give a shit. Y'all could have edited that out now. Now, with usually a lot of TV shows, they have to cut a lot of stuff because they have so much content they can't put it in one episode. With Zeus, they don't ever have enough content that's interesting, so they have to just put random shit like two random girls fighting. Now, Natalie says that they have Baddies fans that like Stunna Girl. She says there's fans of Baddies who love Stunna Girl. So while they're at the club, she had the DJ drop some Stunna Girl music. And listen, I don't want to say I love me some Stunna Girl, but I like some Stunna Girl. And if I was at a Baddies event, I wouldn't mind throw it in rotation. I wouldn't mind hearing a Stunna Girl song or two. Especially like Natalie said, if you're at a Baddies event. And this is Natalie's business. This is her brand. She's trying to cater to the fans and give them what she wants, no matter if her and Stunna Girl had their issues. Now, Biggie's insecure ass. Have I not told y'all this girl is insecure for the longest? Do you believe me now after watching this week's episode? Because Biggie's insecure ass is upset that Natalie decided to drop Stunna Girl's song. And Biggie says in her confessional, are you really going to play this girl when she did one season for you and bashed your whole family? Well, let's get one thing straight, Biggie. Let's say that Stunna Girl did do one season. In that one season, she was more entertaining than you ever could be. Okay? I guarantee you that. And I guarantee you the fans would rather watch her than you any day. You might not like Stunner Girl, but one thing you can't take away from her is that she's real. And she's not going to get on the camera and front and fraud and be fugazi like you are, Biggie. Okay? Now, let's get into why Biggie really doesn't like Stunner Girl. Alright? The gag is. The gag is. You better be glad that Stunner Girl didn't come back to the show, or you wouldn't have a job, Biggie. And that's why you're really mad, because you know the leverage and the weight that that girl holds, and you heard that song play in the club, so it probably scared you a little bit, didn't you? You thought Stunner Girl maybe had a chance of coming back, that she was thinking about coming back. So it scared that ass off that stage. That's the real tea. Okay, let's call it. Let's call it. If y'all want the tea, y'all want the truth, let's call it. Let's not be fake. Let's not act like the truth ain't what the motherfucking truth is. Remember, Biggie only came back to Baddies East as a replacement, by the way. Let's clock it. Biggie never came on Baddies East like she likes to claim, I've been on 4 seasons, I'm an OG. No, ma'am. You were a replacement on Baddies East because Stunner Girl said she's not putting up with the alleged abuse anymore. Okay? So, that's why you're really mad. And I truly believe that Biggie was thinking, oh shit, they're playing Stunner Girl's song. She's about to come out. They're trying to shock me. They're trying to set me up, and Stunner Girl's going to come out and attack me. She's coming back on the show, and I'm an insecure bitch, and I don't want that pretty girl on the show when I look the way I do. Granted, I think Biggie's a pretty girl. I think Biggie represents for some of these bigger girls out here, and I think she's a pretty girl, but does Biggie think she's a pretty girl? I don't think she does. That's my opinion, okay? You can have your opinion. Just take it elsewhere if it's negative and Damien, we can disagree all day, but there's a way to do it. Because the moment y'all go left with me, then I'm wrong for ripping in that ass. Right? And my subscribers know, the ones out there know who I'm talking to when I say that. I'm not talking to my people who've been here for a long time. I'm talking about these hoes that come in here after watching me for a day and talk shit. Anyway, Biggie was the next option in line. Okay? Zeus wanted Stunner Girl the same way they wanted Krishan, but they had to accept and tolerate Tasiki. They had to get the next best thing to Krishan, which was Tasiki. Same way, right here with Stunner Girl. They couldn't get her no more. They got Biggie. I mean, Stunner Girl had impact. She had impact. I mean, when she left the show, all the girls all of a sudden started getting the wild, big, crazy hair that Stunner Girl had. That she trademarked on the season. And I'm not saying Stunner Girl started all those hairstyles, but she brought it to the show. Because a lot of these girls weren't doing hairstyles like that. Stunner Girl has made more of an impact in one season alone than Biggie has made in her 3.5, 4. Now, Biggie is literally on stage throwing a tantrum, going off because this Stunner Girl song was played. Now, a secure, real ass bitch, let me tell you, okay? A secure, real ass bitch is gonna sit up on that motherfucking stage and rock the boat and sip her drink and sway her hips and not give a fuck, baby. Because them 3 minutes gonna run right by and my life's still gonna go on. My night is still gonna be nighting. And we're gonna have a good time. All my insecure bitches to the back. What Miley Cyrus say? If you were lame, that's a shame. You can't hang with us. I'm MC Hammerfly. Um, I mean, I'm gonna be real. If I was Natalie at this point, I would say, and we see Natalie light up into Biggie's ass all episode, baby. But if I was Natalie, it would have been a simple, your services are no longer needed. What? What are you talking about, Nat? Your services are no longer needed. But Natalie, your services are no longer needed. But get out. Yes. Sorry. I'm tired of seeing her. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of the whining. I'm tired of the woe is me. I'm tired of I'm tired of it. Get her off the screen, Zeus. We know y'all watch. Get her off the screen. I'd rather watch an Animax spinoff show. And that's bad. Now, Natalie says if they're from the Baddies franchise, she's going to show them love. Um, which I understand where she's coming from. But at the same time, to me, it was giving like, y'all know how insecure and triggered Biggie is. So y'all knew what playing that song was going to do. Or maybe not. Listen, I'm choosing to give Natalie the benefit of the doubt and say that she didn't know. Because again, it is a logical thing. It does make sense. Stunna Girl was on the show. They're in the club. Fans love Stunna Girl. Let's play one of her songs to get the crowd hype, right? But then there is this other side to it that's like, was Natalie playing ghost producer like she always does and said, let's get Biggie riled up and let's play a Stunna Girl song. But then again, if she's that insecure and we can't play a Stunna Girl song because it's going to piss her off, then she don't need to be here. Now, Biggie storms off stage after yelling at Natalie in front of everybody in this club. I mean, so unprofessional. Just so unprofessional. And let this be a note. I want anybody that out here, anybody that's watching, that might be a party promoter, that might be a what you call it, all you booking agents out here, or any of y'all that's watching that know booking agents and party promoters, let this be a note, because I sure wouldn't hire her. If I'm going to bring somebody from the Baddies franchise to my nightclub, it's not going to be Biggie, because she's unprofessional. I mean, if the one wrong thing happens, if a fan throws a drink or, you know, screams something at you, are you going to go off and run off the stage? Where's the professionalism, Miss Superstar? Unprofessional, reckless, immature, and insecure at its finest, ladies and gentlemen. Textbook. Textbook. Now, and I don't know why, but Biggie she gives me the vibe that she's the type of person that talks to waiters and drive-through employees and wait staff like trash because she thinks she's some big superstar. I get that vibe from her. Like, I need to ask Trey Howard, the one that I told y'all was her stylist. Like, I get the vibe that she like talks trash. Like we saw how she did Jaden when Jaden Alexis had her team at the one of the houses and Biggie started going off like, "Who are you? Who are you?" Um. Now, as Biggie's walking off the stage, Natalie goes off on her, off on her, and tells her to shut her fat ass up and stop talking to her. Bitch. Now, damn, Natalie, you ain't have to do all that. That was a little. That was a little below the belt. That was a low blow, and I didn't like that. I'm gonna be real for you. I was riding for you, babe. I was riding for you, Natalie, and I still see more of where Natalie was coming from, but I just can't get on the bandwagon of calling her a fat ass. Uh, uh, my skin kind of crawls. Um, Now listen, if Natalie and Biggie were going at it blow for blow, and Biggie was you big chin motherfucker, damn right, call her whatever you got to call her. Because there's times when you just got to unleash the beast, and there is no couth, and there is no limit, and you got to go low. You know what I mean? Y'all know what I mean. Because we alike over here. Um, but I think what Biggie didn't warrant Natalie publicly humiliating and embarrassing her like that. Granted, Biggie embarrassed Natalie. They embarrassed each other, I believe, but I feel like Natalie's was a little bit more embarrassing to Biggie than what Biggie did. But you know what? I honestly feel like Natalie reacted off of emotion because she was so embarrassed. I think she really was like, "Oh, this bitch really embarrassed me in front of everybody on my show in this club," and that just kind of like rolled off her tongue. I don't think it's right, but because I already think Biggie is probably insecure about her weight enough as it is. So to call her that just doesn't make it any better. Um, and to me, I feel like it just shows how you really feel about her. Can we be real about that? I've always told y'all Natalie does not like Biggie. She's never liked Biggie. But Biggie is, do I use the word fan favorite? She's a fan favorite to some, to half of the group. There's a half of the Baddies franchise that like Biggie, and I think there's a bigger group that don't like her than do. But um, Natalie's never liked her, and if it wasn't for Lemon Pepper and the network overriding Natalie, Biggie wouldn't be there. Now, and like I said, I just feel like it shows that how Natalie's always really felt about her. Oh, where are we at? But I wanted to say too. I was here for Natalie going off on Biggie on the mic. Don't get me wrong. I was here for it, and I was like, she deserves to be lashed. It was the fat ass part I did not appreciate. Um, but like I would have said something like, you know what, Biggie, you want to act all hard on stage? Get your ass off the stage. You're fired. That would have really embarrassed her ass. Gave her pink slip in front of everybody. But you decided to go below the belt. Nah. Now, what I don't understand with Zeus is why immediately after that scene, immediately after Biggie walks off the stage and Natalie calls her that, we cut to the next day. And this is what I mean when I say they have sloppy producers. This is what I mean when I say they don't take their time with their project. Because why did we immediately cut to the next day? Right off the bat, somebody should have followed Biggie, and then somebody should have went to Natalie, got Natalie's reaction, got Biggie's reaction, pulled them together, had them discuss what happened. We should have got a lot of reactions from the girls after this happened on the Sprinter van back to the house. There was no need to cut to the next day, Zeus. Why did we not get a follow-up scene? Why did we not get an aftermath scene? I wanted to see what Biggie had to say in that moment with her raw emotions, not what she had to say weeks later in a confessional when she's had time to think about it and move on. Once Natalie's done apologized and buttered her back up. I just feel like we all should have saw this. Maybe Natalie should have approached her after the club on the bus or something. And maybe she did. We just didn't get to see it. Now it's the next day, and the OG girls are on one Sprinter, and we're about to address the whole Natalie and Biggie situation from the night before. But before we get into that, why is Rolly wearing the same wig that Tinkerbella is wearing in her confessionals? We talked about that last week. where we were thinking that's what was happening, but this week I think it was confirmed, unless those are two different wigs, but they look awfully similar. The pink Nicki Minaj pigtails. Didn't we clock that last week, y'all? Or are those two different wigs? All my wigologists out there, let me know in the comments. Because I know some of y'all could probably spot an identical wig from anywhere. Natalie says that they get into what happened the night before, and Natalie says that she wouldn't have played that song if she knew it was going to bother Biggie because she does not want to divide them. But I just don't know if I believe that or not. Like I said, I give her the benefit of the doubt that it could have been harmless because it very well could have been. Now, 50% feel that way. But I also, the other 50% of me is like, I know that Natalie is an executive producer on this show, and Natalie has been doing TV for almost 20 years, okay? Reality TV. So she knows what to do. She ain't new to this. She true to this. So it's like, Natalie. And even in this moment, with Natalie saying that, I wouldn't do that. I don't want to divide us. That's kind of producing too. If she's lying, it's like, y'all know what I'm trying to say. But listen, I'm team Natalie when it comes to that Biggie situation. Um, to what Biggie initially did to set her off. I feel like Biggie was in the wrong because she started this by having a tantrum on the stage and not being the bigger person and just whatever. I mean, it's not even being the bigger person because it's not even an issue. Like it wasn't even an issue. Um, Now Big Lex, Summer, Nunu, and Bad Dolly and Pretty P. They're outside talking about the situation with Biggie from the night before, and they all agree that Biggie took it too far. Um, and Nunu and Summer both say, "Why is Biggie letting a bitch know that she bothers you like that?" And I agree. Why are you, Biggie? Why are you letting Summer or why are you letting Stunner Girl know that you that she bothers you like that? Because if I was Stunner Girl and I was watching that episode, I would laugh and be like, I still get under that whole skin. Like 3 years later, and I'm still getting under this whole skin. 2 years later, however long it's been. However long it's been. And I'm sorry, anybody that's Team Biggie in that situation, I'm just like, it don't make sense. And I'm not referring to what Natalie said. This is strictly on whether or not do you agree with what Biggie did on stage? Yes or no? Do you agree with Biggie having a tantrum or going off on Natalie, however you want to phrase it? Do you think she was in the right or do you think she was in the wrong? Let me know in the comment section below. I mean, at the end of the day, Biggie, you made such a big deal over Stunner Girl, but it backfired because the entire episode was about her, proving my point that she's got more of an impact than you ever would. Now, Natalie says she wants to have a meeting with everybody. She's got everybody out there. And she says that she's sick of being disrespected by the OGs, and I'm just sick of the OG shit. Okay, can we be real for a minute? I'm sick of the OG shit, the hierarchy, the egos, the I'm on a private jet and you're down here, and I'm gonna stay here and you're gonna stay down here, and I was on the show for 3. So can we end it all? Can we just chop it here and leave it? And moving forward, get like I just need something fresh. Like even I know Baddies Gone Wild is going to be all new, fresh faces, but Baddies needs that too. And I don't think Zeus realizes that. I think they want to keep all these OGs around because I think the fans love them. But it's time to move on. It's time to move on. If I was going to bring back OGs, it would be Natalie, it would be Rolly, it would be Summer, it would be Big Lex, it would be DTB. I think that's it. I think that's my 5 I'd bring back. Am I missing anybody? I think yes. I think that's the 5. Now, Natalie says that she's sick of being disrespected by the OGs, particularly Biggie. And she tells Biggie that she's being DP'd. Now, like I told y'all last week, the only DP I know is, being penetrated in two different holes. Double penetration. That's the only DP I ain't never done that, okay? So don't get that twisted, thinking just because I know only DP I know is double penetration. Don't get it twisted saying that y'all. I don't want nobody to run with this and say Damien gets DP. I know, no, 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 no. I like to use the bathroom just fine. Okay, I ain't trying to have a loose booty hole and be walking around like the hollow bussy. Okay, no, thank you. But DP'd meaning that Biggie will no longer ride on the private jet. She's being DP'd to the tour bus. Okay, now Biggie seems to be fine with it. Anna Mac is going to end up leaving the private jet and riding with Biggie too. Not me, sorry. I'm on a jet. I'm on a PJ, bitch. No, listen, I wouldn't mind being on one of my bucket list items is I've always wanted to get on a tour bus. Like I just feel like it'd be the coolest thing to be on this bus where it's got all these beds and we got couches and TVs and shit. And we can just like we're at home on the road. Like it sounds amazing. Sign me up. Like I feel like I could live in an RV to be honest with you. But Biggie tells Natalie that she thought Natalie was doing it to fuck with her. And if she was, Biggie, if she was, you show Natalie that it doesn't bother you. You show Stunner Girl that it doesn't bother you. You show the fans and these bloggers out here like myself who call you insecure that it doesn't bother you and that you're not insecure, but you fell into the trap. You fell into the trap, baby girl. You claim it doesn't bother you in that 5 o'clock shadow, but it does. All right? Now, Summer is clocking the fuck out of Biggie, and I'm loving every motherfucking minute of it, okay? Minus the fat ass part, because Summer did that too in the confessional, talking about, Biggie, if you don't shut your fat ass. I'm like, oh my God, y'all gotta stop doing this to this girl. Like, this is verbal abuse. And, some might say that the way they talk to each other, all of them is verbal abuse, but I don't think so, because we all get mad and be like, fuck you, bitch. But when you go to like, you ugly hoe, you fat bitch, like when you go like just grimy, that to me is like verbal abuse in a way. Now, Biggie does this to herself every single time. Puts herself in these situations to where people have to lash out at her, to where people have to put their hands on her, to where people have to just get away from Biggie. So I'm just like, girl, do you not know how to self reflect and realize that it just might be you? Huh? It's me. Hi, I'm the problem. It's me. At tea time, everybody agrees. Now, Scotty says that she feels like Natalie be picking and choosing. Scotty says that Natalie wouldn't have the same energy that she had with Biggie if it was Scotty that did what Biggie did. But I disagree. Now, I know a lot of y'all fans, I saw the comments, and a lot of people agree with Scotty on that Natalie wouldn't have had the same energy with Scotty if that had been her. But I disagree. I think if Scotty would have done the same thing, Natalie would have cussed her the fuck out too. I really do. And called her everything under the sun and told her you're no longer riding on the jet. Unless Scotty was saying that Natalie would have done worse, which I guess is what she was saying, and I guess I can see that as well. That I can see that being a double standard. That if that was Scotty, Natalie would have probably put her hands on her. But Natalie said in this episode that as much as she can't stand Biggie at times, that she just can't make herself put her hands on her. And I respect that from Natalie because I think Natalie sees what I see, which is that Biggie's an insecure girl, even though she called her a fat A. Um, I can't put my hands on somebody that can't really fight, that I know is a punk deep down. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm not that type. Like, that's bully shit. And I listen. I at least respect that from what Natalie had to say. Now, did y'all notice when Natalie told Tinkerbella that she was now going to be riding the jet? Tinkerbella said, or Natalie said, "Welcome to the Mile High Club, Tinkerbella." And Tinkerbella says, "Bitch, I've already joined the Mile High Club. I don't want to be a part of your Mile High Club." Did y'all catch that? No, you got to really listen. If you go back and watch, because as Tinkerbella says that, Natalie kind of overtalks her while she's talking to somebody else, but she says it. Whether she was trying to be cute or funny or what, I'm like, girl, we saw how you pranced up in that jet. Y'all see Tinkerbella when it was time to get in the jet, how she was all with her dramatic. Well, you know how Tinkerbella is. When there's a camera, she's gonna, you know what I mean? Like the thirst is real with her. So for her to try to downplay and listen, it might be a joke, but it didn't seem like one. I don't know. I want to hear what y'all got to say. Okay, comments, baby girl, get in the comments now. Jayla says, I thought the person who lost the boxing match had to go home, referring to Summer, because one of the stipulations of the boxing match was whoever loses the fight between Jayla and Summer has to go home. Now, I didn't think either of them were going to go home. Let's just be real. But Summer or Jayla clocks it and she asks, she's like, "What's tea?" Like, Summer lost the match. Is she not getting up out of here? But Natalie confirms what I've been saying all along. And listen, I hate to be an "I told y'all so" ass bitch, but y'all know I told y'all so. Um, I've said from the get go, when Summer got put up for elimination, when Emma and all these other girls, Yoshi and all them were going home, I said Summer ain't going nowhere. Summer will be there to the very end, and she'll actually be back next season too, because she carried this season on her back. Her and Big Lex carried this season on her back. Bad Dolly did, she's got in there, she's clocked in and done her fair share too. But this was Big Lex and Summer's season. Okay? Let's not get it twisted. Now, Natalie confirms what I've been saying all along. And she says that, she says, we can't send Summer home. She's too entertaining. Now, usually in TV world, you wouldn't air something like that, right? That's breaking the fourth wall. You wouldn't air what Natalie said, but Zeus, they don't give a shit. They air everything, which sometimes I appreciate. Um, so Natalie confirms that, hey, I know we said whoever lost the match goes home, but we can't send Summer home because she's a big part of this show. Now, here come Raggedy Ann tiptoeing in with a cup of liquor in her hand at 10 o'clock in the morning. And I'm like, why is she here? Don't don't Slim got a AA meeting to be at? Listen, I'm just saying, because every scene this girl is in, she's drinking. Uh, and listen, Rolly gets the Rolly gets the MVP of the episode, okay? Because well, I don't want to say the MVP of the episode, but she gets Confessional Queen of the Week, okay? Rolly gets, we need to start doing that. Confessional Queen of the Week. She gets that because she clocked the fuck out of Slim when Slim walked in that confessional because Rolly said, "Here comes Slim." Walking in looking like a GTA prostitute in these cheap plastic boots that she got off Sheen. Bitch, I don't. I okay. OMG. Not the GTA prostitute. Look, if you grew up on Grand Theft Auto, you know. Or you didn't even gotta grow up on Grand Theft Auto. You could have played Grand Theft Auto as recently as yesterday. We all know about the GTA prostitutes and how they dress and how they look, and Slim fit the mold, baby. She looked like she'd be walking down uh she looked like she'd be walking through Vice City saying, "You want a good time? You want to go downtown? Y'all remember how the GTA? How many of y'all have played Grand Theft Auto? I know I got some Grand Theft. I know I got some GTA fans out there. I'm not even a big gamer, but GTA I will play all day. We all know the prostitutes that you can pick up on GTA. Hey baby, you want to have a good time? You ever been downtown? Slim was that girl, okay? Slim was that girl. Now, the gag is Slim walk in thinking she like maybe thinking she Lindsay Lohan, honey. And you should, Slim. You should think you're Lindsay Lohan. You should never have the self-esteem that Biggie has. You should walk into the room like I'm that bitch, right? So, I mean, even though it's serving Trailer Park Couture, we're going to let Slim think she's giving Lindsay Lohan because she is in her head, and that's fine. Slim is not an ugly girl. And listen, Slim nails it in some confessionals and some look. They're like, let's say out of 20 looks of Slim's, I've seen like two that she's serving. I mean, straight cunt, you know what I'm saying? But 90% of the time, it's a oof, oof. And she's always doing this whole like peace sign, tongue out, twerk, like some corny 14-year-old girl type shit. You know, like stop, Slim. That's what makes you unlikable. Cause that's not real. Like you're like, oh, a camera's on me. Twerk, 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 shake my head. Like that's all you know how to do. I want to like get to the layers of Slim. I want to know who Slim is. Like what more do you bring to the table other than what's between your legs, your ass, and your trashy mouth? Like what else do you bring, baby girl? And enjoy these 5 minutes of fame because you will not be back next season. You think you're going to Baddies Africa? And listen, Zeus might do a 180 on my ass. They might do a big 180 on my ass, and we might have Slim back on Baddies Africa just so they can watch this whole Rolly and Slim beef. But it is played out. Y'all have had these girls. I mean, they have fought so much. Like oof, it's tired, and that's the sad part. Is Slim can't come on the show without Rolly because there's nothing else. Like there's no storyline there. There's nothing that she can bring. There's nothing that's authentic. She's hard to work with. We heard that already. That's the reason why she got fired from Baddies South. She's difficult to work with. She talks trash and talks crazy to the production. She's drunk all the time. She's unprofessional, allegedly, 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 according to Rolly and the girls on the show. Now, everything I say in this video is alleged. We know that, right? We know that this video is for entertainment purposes only, right? Okay. Now, while Slim is out there, Rolly says, as of today, Slim is no longer my assistant. And Slim says, I never was. Now, I guess you think that us fans and us viewers are stupid and all of us just got amnesia all of a sudden and we forgot that you did agree to that job, that you were actually begging like a little puppy dog. Did you think we forgot, Slim? You didn't want to be the assistant, but you were willing to do whatever to get back on this show and you took the position. So don't try to act all brand new now. Now Rolly tells Natalie, pull up the camera. Pull up the picture from last night. And Natalie pulls up her phone and shows a video of Slim at the club the night before partying, which is a problem for Rolly and Natalie and the girls because they feel like Slim should not be out partying and drinking when she's not on the cast and she's there to be the assistant. Well, here's my thing, okay? My thing and my issue is why are we going to continue to bring Slim back in every single scene if they're just going to degrade her and eventually beat her ass? Why? It's obvious that nobody and also why is, and let's put the accountability on Slim too. Why is she putting herself in that situation? Are you that desperate for cash? Can you not find a job? What's going on? Is the strip club not hot, is the pussy not selling? What's the deal, Slim? Because it's looking like straight up pure desperation that you just keep showing up to these scenes and the same thing happens every time, as if you're expecting a different outcome. I don't agree with what Roly and Natalie and these girls are doing when Slim comes in to every, like, we've already called her everything under the sun. We've already made her look like a fool with the assistant thing. What is left to do? I wouldn't even engage with it when she come in because she can't talk to herself. Shit, she can't respond to herself. Just don't say anything. Just let it go. At least with the slim thing. Because, but then again, if they let it go and they didn't say anything, we'd say they were boring. We'd say they're not clocking in. I'd say they're not engaging. So it's a catch 22. It's a win lose situation or a lose lose situation. Um, but I don't feel sorry for Slim's bobblehead ass either because, like I said, she keeps showing up to these fucking scenes. It's almost like an ex boyfriend or a boyfriend beating your ass, and you continue to go back, and you just continue, and continue, and you think things are going to change, but they don't. Now, Rolly and a lot of these girls are going to end up looking like bullies. They already kind of do, I ain't going to lie. Even though part of me understands, I know y'all can't understand where Rolly is coming from, but I do, only because of the show. The show is the only caveat here to where I understand. If this was real life, well, this wouldn't be happening in real life, I don't think. But I get where, like, this girl is trying to come on the show, but the only way she can get on the show is because of me. Like, no, I don't like you. I don't want you on the show. I don't want you making money and getting fame and fortune off of me. Get it off yourself. Get it off your own merit. Get on the show because you're entertaining and they want you, not because you've got beef with me. I get that, and that's the part that's so frustrating because I get that. I just think Rolly goes about it the wrong way because Rolly, truth be told, has gotten a big fucking head ever since, you know, the show, the success, the money, the BBLs, the teeth, the wigs. She looks amazing, but it's gone to her head in some ways to where she feels like she can evict everybody and she can, talk to anybody. No, listen, regardless, Rolly is still my favorite baddie. I don't care what nobody says. And I'll be honest with you. I think the eviction notices are funny as fuck. I really think they are funny. But at the same time, I can see where people are like, who does Rolly think she is? And maybe that's why it's funny to me because it's almost like delusion. Like, Rolly is like, she thinks she is like on Natalie's level. And I think Natalie makes Rolly feel like she's on her level too. Natalie kisses Rolly's ass. Woo, baby. You ever be just so thirsty? I had to chug that one. Y'all know how I get on this microphone. Mouth be like cotton. Now let's wrap this up, okay? We're almost at 45. We're about at 45 minutes. I did not want this video to go to an hour, y'all. It's when the videos go to an hour or more, y'all. It takes forever to upload, so that's why I'm trying to hurry up now. Um, but when does Slim take accountability for showing up somewhere she's not wanted? I get the Rolly part, the Natalie part. They look like bullies in a way, but when does Slim take her accountability and saying, you know what, I shouldn't have kept showing up somewhere I wasn't wanted. Now, I want to know what the fuck Bad Dolly was wearing in that confessional. Okay? Like, what was she thinking? Was her stylist smoking crack? What happened? She looked like something straight out of Child's Play, The Bride of Chucky, The Seed of Chucky. Like it looked like a Halloween costume. I was so confused. She looked like one of the scarecrows at the pumpkin patch they went to. Like, where was the logic in it? And listen, I've had some bad looks too. I get it, it happens, but that one just went overboard. Oh my God. Like, that was horrible, Dolly. Don't burn that outfit. Don't ever wear that shit again. Ever. She looked a hot fucking mess. Now, the girls are on the tour bus. They're headed to St. Louis, and Summer brings up to Biggie that she thinks it was wrong that they snuck Nunu, Biggie, and Anna. Now, this is another exhibit, another example of how and why Summer is great television. Why Summer is the MVP and a great reality star. Take notes, Jayla. Take notes, Tasiki. Take notes, girls who sit in the corner and don't say shit. This is how you play the game. This is how you move the chess pieces. Summer simply said, Biggie, I think it was wrong how you snuck Nunu and Anna. Or, let me rephrase that. Summer says, Biggie, I think it was wrong how you and Anna snuck Nunu. Don't you think you should apologize? That opens up the floodgates for this conversation between Biggie and Nunu. And Anna, Biggie, and Nunu, right? Y'all see what I'm saying? Now, Biggie says she's not apologizing for it. Nunu says that Biggie snuck her, but Biggie is refusing to acknowledge that it was sneaking. She just said, it wasn't sneaking. I didn't sneak. Of course you're not going to admit it. We didn't expect you to admit it. We didn't expect you to own it. And we definitely didn't expect you to apologize. Why is Tasiki here? Why is Tasiki here? She's literally a wallflower. She said one thing the entire episode. I mean, literally taking up space and taking up the budget. Money from the budget. What is going on? Why if Tasiki comes back next season, I'm going to be shocked. Being Krishan's sister is not enough. Hell, if y'all want somebody that close to Krishan, go get the other sister. Go get one of the other sisters at this point. I am tired of Latifah. And it's no shade, it's nothing personal. She's stunningly gorgeous. I think she's a great musician, but I think she's a boring reality star. And she's got to go along with Biggie. Okay? Now next week we get to see the girls go to St. Louis, and it's going down next week. Dolly and Pretty P are fighting. Yes, Dolly and Pretty P, they are going at it, child. Summer and Summer and Slim end up fighting, and I'm just like, watching that scene, it looks like Baddies South Slim has returned, because she was now granted it's Summer, okay? Summer can't fight, so let's not act like that Summer or let's not act like Slim was fighting Ivory or anything. But I'm gonna give credit where credit is due, and Slim was getting the best of Summer, and we're gonna see that play out next week. She brings back Baddies South Slim. Now we also see Nunu versus Biggie next week as well, and baby Nunu looked like she was tagging Biggie's ass, beating her ass as well. We know Biggie can't fight either. Okay, so that's gonna be an easy W. And we also see Rolly beat Slim's ass for a sixth time. Yes, a sixth time, ladies and gentlemen. 4 fights all happening next week, and we'll also see Slim get her eviction notice, where she will hopefully be gone for good. I will say, though, this was the best Slim looked in a while. And that next week sneak peek, she came out with like that curly hair. She had that curly look, and her makeup actually matched her skin. She was giving. Like, Slim looked gorgeous. All that and more next week. So I hope you'll come back and join me. I'll try to get that video out a lot sooner than I did this week. Thank you guys for tuning in to another episode of Damien After Dark and watching the official Baddies Midwest After Show. I appreciate all your love and support. I told you guys I was going to recap Erica Mena's show. I promise you I will. I'm going to do both episodes this week. I'm going to try my hardest to get to it. Thank you for the support. Thank you for the patience. Thank you for the love. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button before you leave if you haven't already. Click that thumbs up button and like this video. That helps me get in the algorithm. Join the conversation and leave me all your juicy comments. I got to hear what y'all got to say about this episode. We got to talk. We got to talk, okay? Last but not least, if you'd like to donate to the channel and help your boy grow and sustain, in the description box below will be some ways that you can donate using PayPal, Cash App, Venmo, and Zelle. I love you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time on Damien After Dark. Love you.